Welcome back. You're watching Hope TV News Watch. Now let's get down to business, and Kenyans have been advised to embrace e-mobility through the use of electric vehicles and motorcycles, which can save up to 2 times the consumption as compared to the normal fuel vehicles. This was said during the launch of the Tusonge na EV campaign, an awareness program spearheaded by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority EPRA in partnership with the United Nations Environmental Program UNEP. The campaign aims to educate Kenyans on benefits of e-mobility, both financially and environmentally. Here's Ian Githuko with the report.
Charging an EV is typically cheaper and more effective per kilometer traveled than refueling an internal combustion engine car. This is as per the report released by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority EPRA. Speaking during the event, EPRA Director General Daniel Kiptoo said the use of EVs will help in reducing the emission of greenhouse gases by 32% by the year 2030. He also expressed his confidence in the growth of EVs in Kenya by saying that EPRA targets that 5% of all registered Kenyan vehicles will be electric by 2030. This as they target 22% of annual vehicle sales to be electric by the year 2030. Kiptoo also commented on the government's move of waiving all taxes on all locally assembled electric vehicles, stating that the move has made the vehicles cheaper, hence enabling more Kenyans to embrace e-mobility.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future remains bright for e-mobility. Last year, as Dr. Mutua has spoken to, we implemented a special tariff on e-mobility, which came to effect at the 1st of April 2023, which is 16 shillings per kilowatt hour at peak and 8 shillings per kilowatt hour off peak. This tariff has considerably borne a lot of fruit, and we've seen a surge in the uptake of this tariff by 160% between July and December 2023. As John has said, we'll be engaging with Kenya Power and with the e-mobility sector with a view to removing the cap that we had placed when we made the approval in March last year, which is a cap of 15,000 kilowatt hours per month, which we have seen now having been surpassed.
The fears of the industry around the proposal on introduction of taxes is something that we've spoken to our policymakers about at the ministry. I've had a conversation also with the National Treasury. And again, it's a bill that is now under public participation. I know the public participation process is ongoing now. We've given our feedback as a regulator and as a sector, because on this one, we're all on the same side. We are there to balance the interests of our stakeholders, the industry, the utility that's selling more kilowatt hours into the grid, the stakeholders who are making investments in the sector, and also the consumers who are ultimately paying for the cost of power. On
her part, KPLC General Manager Rosemary Odur reiterated that KPLC is committed to supporting e-mobility in Kenya. She stated that KPLC has invested 260 million in buying 11 EV chargers and plans to place them across various counties as part of achieving their goals of e-mobility expansion to the rural areas. Odur revealed an ongoing plan by KPLC to remove the monthly electric charging cap set to 15,000 kilowatts. She strongly urged all Kenyans to embrace e-mobility since it is a way of creating a sustainable and resilient ecosystem.
As such, Kenya Power is uniquely positioned to drive the adoption of electric vehicles by providing the necessary infrastructure and reliable power supply. Our effort in this sector is not just about innovation, but also includes creating a sustainable and resilient energy ecosystem that supports the growing demand for clean transportation solutions.
On behalf of the Ministry of Energy and Transport, Mohammed commended the rise of EVs in Kenya, stating that the registration of over 3,000 electric vehicles was a positive sign. He urged all public transport stakeholders to embrace these vehicles, owing to the fact that transport sector is the second largest emitter of greenhouse gases in Kenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm encouraged by the fact that Kenya is among the leaders in renewable energy, and this has laid a foundation for adopting electrical vehicles and their supporting infrastructure. The country's energy mix is highly conducive to supporting EVs, with over 90% of energy generation being sourced from renewable sources. Further groundwork has been done by establishing frameworks and policies to guide this adoption. Just last month, the government, through the Ministry of Roads and Transport, launched Kenya's first electric mobility draft policy, which develops a framework to encourage widespread use of EVs.
UNEP representative Alex, in his remarks, said electric vehicles are the future of transportation in Kenya, as they push the goal of having 5,000 registered electric vehicles in the country.
Your local and very clean electricity, I think that is very important because it keeps value in the country.
For Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Ian Githuko.